Hello, Flame Being. Hi, how you doing? And today we're going to be talking about Angel Season 2. Let's get into it. I'm super pumped to talk about this insane-ass season. Oh my god. Oh, goodness. If you have not already seen my last video I posted, it was about the Buffy Season 5. I did a whole wrap-up on that. It was a lot. Just a warning or like a little note before we get into it. I did not do as much research into Angel Season 2 just because I didn't have the time to, be like, oh, what would Carl Jung think about this, So, I did decide just to do that for Buffy Season 5. But yeah, I'm just excited to just talk about this, have a conversation. Obviously, I have questions from all my patrons. Very excited to get into those. I also do have a couple questions about like the Buffyverse in general, but I think I'm gonna wait until the end to talk about those. But Angel Season 2, let's just talk about general, thoughts, feelings, emotions. What am I thinking, So this season, I don't know what it is. It is so good. Like, already, I know someone's gonna be like, oh, rate the season so far for Angel. Season 2, for sure, gonna be on top of Season 1. Season 2 just was so intricate, and the characters that they had with Wes Gunn and Cordy, absolutely fantastic ensemble cast so far. And the way that the season progressed with, Darla and Drusilla coming, and then we had the whole Angel force firing Wes Gunn and Cordy, and then him going dark side a little bit, almost turning into, or like almost losing his soul, like purposefully, like he wants to. And then obviously he didn't, and then that's kind of him being like, wait a minute, what am I doing here? And then he goes back and he tries to, get back with the gang, and then they progressively have to, regain his trust, or he has to progressively regain their trust. And then at the end, just the last couple episodes, Pylea was so fun. It was such a fun ride, honestly, and it was very interesting to like put it side by side between like next to the season 5 finale for Buffy. Oh my god, that was sad. And then we had like this really fun like adventure, like it was just so fun. And I think that's why I like, while watching, I think I enjoyed season 2 a lot more than when I was watching Buffy season 5. Obviously, I fucking loved every episode of Buffy season 5. And there were some episodes where literally my favorite episodes of the entire Buffyverse. But Angel season 2 was just such a fun ride. And also, I'm kind of like, how I view things, like having a main character purposefully like sleep with someone so that he could lose his soul, and then maybe he could turn evil. Like, that's like the type of shit that I'm like, yes, let's do it. So obviously I'm a little bit of a masochist. I understand you guys a little bit, but that kind of like, even just Darla in this season, holy shit. I am going to try and go back. Why did that end necessarily? Like, it seemed like she just left and nothing happened to that. Like, I'm a little confused. Maybe she's gonna come back later in the next season, or I don't even know. But that whole thing is like my one, like, where did that go? I feel like we didn't get a full ending to it. Like, yeah, Angel slept with Darla, didn't lose his soul, then he's like, oh my god, whatever, not a moment of true happiness. So, and then what happened after that? I don't remember. I have such a bad memory. You guys already know. But let me see real quick, because I was meaning to check this before I started, and I just did not. I think Epiphany was the last one that she was in. Yeah, so like literally after Angel sleeps with Darla, it's like we get nothing else, which is why I was like, okay, what else is happening, you know? But yeah, anyways, that's like my one thing in the season that kind of bugged me, but like everything else I feel was just so well done. And even Wolfram and Hart, you already know, I fucking love Wolfram and Hart as like a villain, like this fucking law firm being a villain in a show where the main character is a vampire. Amazing. So obviously we had, what's his name, Lindsey and Lilah. We had their whole like, butting head thing. Love Lindsey. So sad to see him go, but like I said in that episode, I'm so glad his character actually had a little bit of something at the end. His whole, like, him being hung up on Darla and just being, like, a lovesick puppy for, like, most of this season and most of his scenes was so frustrating. Because I feel like Lindsey is just such an interesting character. Like, we saw him at the end of the last season. You already know I've gone through this whole spiel so many times, but I just love Lindsey as a character. And I'm like, I want more. So it was very, very upsetting to get to see, like, all these scenes with him having so much screen time and just, like, nothing. Which, again, it's, like, it's more so me wanting a different arc for him than the one that was given. Obviously, I understand the one that was given was, like, oh, he's hung up on Darla, he's, like, so entranced with her, and it's, shows a little bit of Darla and how she is with people. And then it also shows just, like, how not right in the head sometimes Lindsey is with, like, how he views Darla. And he's, it's like this whole thing. I understand they were going for something with that. I just didn't like it. I would have rather they did a little bit something else, Anyways, yeah, long little thoughts, feelings, everything. But yeah, off the top of my head, that's how I feel about season 2 in general. Just fucking fantastic. I love it so much. Obviously, it didn't have, like, the same, like, underlying, like, large themes and things like that as Buffy season 5. But I feel like it was just such a, like, tight season. And it was like, yeah, it knew what it wanted to do and it did it. I just love it. And I don't know, just sometimes in TV, just some seasons, I'm, like, blown away by, like, how amazing and well done the writing and, like, the execution of all of it was. Just fantastic. But, anyways, let's go on into the questions that my patrons sent in. My very lovely patrons. I love you guys so much. But, yeah, they sent in some questions, so we're gonna go through them, and yeah. Let's get into it. Okay, Space Colon asks, if you really wanted someone to watch Angel, how would you pitch them the show without mentioning Buffy? That is interesting. Well, first off, I feel like it's a necessity to watch Buffy before Angel, just so you understand the full story. And also, if you don't know anything about Angel, I would love to see, like, how they, the same reaction that I had for Angel, the episode in season 1 of Buffy, finding out that he's a vampire and all that shit. But, selling Angel as a show, probably the way that I was explaining it earlier, like, the main character is a vampire, and his arch nemesis is a law firm. Like, after that, I'd be like, okay, how did that happen? How is that on television? And it's, like, an actual, like, would have loved to see, or I would have loved, like, explain it that way. But yeah, I just can't. Vampire going against a law firm is just so hilarious to me. Just... like, it sounds so goofy, but it works so well. As someone asked, did you enjoy the Pylea arc, or would you have preferred if they would have kept going with the Darla story? Okay, this is what I was kind of saying. And then someone else asked, how did you like the Pylea arc? I had watched Princess Bride when I first watched it, so I very much enjoyed the vibe. Which I got a bunch of people saying that it was, like, kind of like, the Princess Bride. I have never seen The Princess Bride, and I feel like I really need to, because it's, like, just a iconic movie, and I feel like a poser, the fact that I haven't even seen it. But, the vibe, absolutely loved it. It was something that I had to get adjusted to. it was very different than, Angel in LA, So it took me a second. It took me probably like 2 episodes to fully get into it, but it was just so fucking fun. And like I said, it was just such a good like juxtaposition to what was happening in Buffy season 5. Obviously, Buffy going against a god, having to sacrifice herself to save her sister. Lots happening, lots of sad stuff happening. So to get them to like go to a different universe, and the fact that the universe stuff was set up since what? The episode She in season 1? I mean, it's been built up since the season 3 premiere of Buffy. So it's been built up for a while, and it just seemed like it was such amazing payoff for all of that build up, and it was just so fun again to see Cordy as a queen getting, what she wants, what she has wanted since she was a kid. And it's just the scenarios that all the characters got into in that whole Pylea arc, amazing. Absolutely loved it. But for the first question, did you enjoy the Pylea arc? Would you have preferred if they kept going with the Darla story? Again, I feel like that just the Darla story was just left hanging, and normally for like a show where there's a long-standing arc for the season, I would have preferred if they not wrapped it up, but at least had it at a point where like, I'm okay waiting like 4 months, if I was watching this live, to continue that story. But it felt like it was just like cut short, and just we were given nothing. It was like, okay, not even if if memory serves me right, which most of the time doesn't, I don't even think we had like a throwaway line where it was like, oh yeah, Darla, Gracie, why are you dancing? Okay, yeah, she's trying to leave. Okay, give me a sec. Goodness. Okay. Oh yeah, look, I got new pants. Just thought you guys should see. But yeah, so like with the Darla thing, it just was a little upsetting, I guess, to see like this whole storyline be like introduced and given, and like we just didn't get any sort of ending for it. And I think again that's like my one main like gripe with like the season. Like I just feel like we had this whole thing with Angel going after Darla, almost losing his humanity, and then there's no real like ending for Darla. Even Drusilla, I'm not sure if her being on Buffy, that was like her end. I just feel like we're gonna see her again because she's not dead, And with Darla, I don't know. That's curious. I'm curious how or if Darla's gonna be coming back. So, yeah. Oh, someone asked, we didn't get to see any of Angel's visits with Faith past the first episode. Do you think that he still visits her off screen? I feel like she does. I honestly had like a headcanon with myself that like after every couple episodes or so, like when he has like a big case or something, he'll go and like talk to Faith or something. I would love to see like one more scene with that just so that I could, confirm my headcanon, but yeah. I think that'd be just so cute to like have that be a thing on the show that is brought back, and I just love Faith too. I would love to see her again. Ron asked, were you surprised at Willow's appearance at the very end of episode 22? Abso-freaking-lutely. Oh my god. Literally, that was the last thing I was ever expecting from the finale of Angel season 2. But like, now looking back, I'm like, wait, how did I not think that was gonna happen? Or at least like have a phone call or something to like tell Angel that Buffy died. It was so sad. She didn't even say anything. She just had that sad face, and that was enough. That was enough for me to just it was so sad. And then someone asked, do you think the writers will address Angel's grief over Buffy? How would you like to see it done? Very interesting. I for sure feel like we will have a sort of grief plot for like the first episode or two. I'm curious how it'll be done, because obviously after, he was with Darla and nothing really happened, obviously not a true moment of happiness, Buffy is like his true love. Like, that's the one person in this world that, like, feels like that's your love that you get in your lifetime. So I'm curious how, one, her death is going to like affect him, and two, like I already said in my Buffy wrap up, I feel like 99% sure Buffy's gonna turn into a vampire. So her turning into a vampire, I feel like would crush Angel. Something to think about. I don't know. I feel like, especially with the last season, was so much of Angel trying to understand himself with, like, being a vampire, and very much being someone left a comment on one of my Patreon posts, but it was very well explained. I'm not going to explain it in the same manner, but they basically said that Angel in this season, it's very clear that he is so safe in the gray area between a human and a vampire, and that's basically how vampires are on Earth. You're half human, half vampire. And then we go to Pylea, where you're fully human or you're fully vampire. And that kind of broke Angel, because he was like, what am I? And they were basically explaining that middle ground, that gray area where you're not fully human, you're not fully good, you're not fully vampire, you're not fully evil, you're in that gray area. I feel like Angel's so safe in that area, and throughout the season, obviously, we get him going more towards that evil side with the whole Darla thing, and it's showing him, that he isn't fully comfortable in that as well. And then we had that whole like speech from what is his name? I forget. You guys know. In the elevator, the whole elevator speech. Getting that, and like losing literally like all faith in like the earth and humanity, and then almost losing his soul, and then like it's just very interesting how he goes back and forth, and like just his being a human and vampire, it's very much a like give and take, and you're in that middle ground. So anyways, going back to Buffy, I feel like that would be very interesting to see Buffy, who he views as obviously the Slayer, a like beacon of just good intentions, and someone that was put on this earth to save the earth and save the world a bunch of times. So I feel like seeing that would be such a shock. And I'm curious how much all of that is going to influence the Angel, the TV show, like their events, Because obviously they're set in the same universe, but I'm curious if they're gonna have it have such a big impact on the show and the events happening in the show, or if, yes, it'll like set something off, but like it'll have something set off that will have another event happen in the show that is distant from Buffy, I'm not sure. The main question was like, how would you like to see it done? I think I would just like to have it see, like, I cannot talk today. I think I would mainly just like to see Angel actually having like a moment with himself, I guess. And oh my god. Listen, if Spike is there when she turns into a vampire and Angel's also there, the drama of it all, please. I know this isn't a drama question, but if we get a drama thing, gonna be very interesting. Gonna be very, very interesting. But again, what is very interesting with like my watch list I'm starting Angel first. I'm not watching Buffy first. So maybe he doesn't even. Oh my god. What if. This is what I was thinking. So the first episode of season 3 of Angel, it's continuation directly from the last scene of the last season, season 2, where Willow is explaining to Angel all this stuff happening, and then it cuts to like 2 months later or something. We don't get to see the full like impact of the grief process immediately, but we get to see it like 2 months later. And I feel like that would be an interesting idea, but just because I'm like, how are we watching Angel and like we're not gonna figure out like what happened to Buffy, you know? Okay, and then someone asked, any expectations of our girl boss Lilah? Now that boy employee Lindsey is gone. Who wrote this question? Honestly, I was thinking about this a little bit when we had that whole episode where Lindsey got the promotion and where Lilah got the promotion and Lindsey left. It was like, okay, I don't feel like Wolfram and Hart are gonna be just non-existent anymore. I feel like they're still gonna be a very big power and like enemy, I guess, towards Angel. But I'm curious if Lilah is now gonna be like our sole like person that we look at whenever we talk about Wolfram and Hart. They also have the guy in the glasses who I don't know why that dude just bugs the shit out of me. I'm very curious to see if Lilah and Wolfram and Hart, by extension, are continuing to be a bigger part in the show. I feel like they have to be, just because, like, it's Wolfram and Hart. And after the whole elevator speech in the last season, it's like they're literally fucking evil. Like, they're the embodiment of evil in the world. And after the Pylea thing, when we got the Wolfram Hart, that was the coolest fucking thing on this planet. Oh my god, that reveal. Oh my god. Literally, that's gonna keep me going for quite a while, because holy shit, that was so cool. But yeah, I do feel like we're gonna see them more, and I feel like specifically Lilah, but I don't think it's gonna be as huge and as big, you know, because obviously now Darla is not with Wolfram and Hart anymore, and I feel like we're gonna see Darla in the next season. It's gonna be interesting to see how they include them. I feel like it might be like just a one-off episode every once in a while. Like, oh my god, Wolfram and Hart are they're helping this one demon or whatever get off on their trial or whatever, and Angel has to go and help. But yeah. Okay, someone asked, thoughts on Fred? Do you think that she will come back next season for an episode? I feel like she's gonna be a season regular. I just feel like it had the same sort of vibe as when we got Gunn in season 1. Like, we had him for one episode, then he was in the finale, and then he was a season regular. This one, she was in like a lot of like the last couple episodes of the season, and I feel like we got a lot of build up with her, and there is so much fucking sexual tension between Fred and Angel. It's literally insane. I could cut it with a knife. So I feel like she might be a season regular. That's just my gut feeling. But I would love to see more of her regardless. I mean, the fact that I'm even thinking of her being a season regular, I would love to see more of her. If it's for just one episode, okay, sure. I'll be sad, but okay. Maybe it'll be like the same sort of thing where what's her name? Anne, who we saw in like Anne from Buffy, and then she came over into the Angel show, and she was like in an episode, and it was like, you know, connected that way. Maybe we'll get to see her that way. I don't know. I just love Fred so much. She was also just so hilarious. I would love to see more of her. So Yeah. Okay. And then someone asked, what do you think about the show digging deeper into Angel and Cordy's relationship in season 2? For me, it's the heart of the season, so I would love to know if any moments stood out to you. I love Angel and Cordy's relationship. It literally warms my heart so much. It's like big brother, little sister kind of vibes, and I just adore them so much. Cordy and Angel just, again, never thought in a million years that it would work this well. Like, after what, season 2 or season 3 that Cordy tried to like get with Angel for a hot second. I think that was season 2, but like, they're just so funny, and like the way that Cordy is, it fits so perfectly with Angel. I just adore it. And the fact that Cordy has like the visions to like connect them even more, it's just so well done. I love it to bits. Oh god, it's so cute. And then with like the whole thing this season with, you know, Angel betraying them and him going back and like trying to have to like regain that trust from mainly Cordy, I feel like Wes and Gunn were like, okay, fine, you're back, whatever. Cordy was like the main one that like held such a grudge against him, and I mean, rightfully so. Like, she basically fired them, forced them to find a new place to work, and even like just the fact that Cordy cares so much about Angel and his, like, you know, him not being jealous. Like, she's so on top of it whenever that happens, or like whenever there's like a possibility that Angel is jealous. I don't know, just it was very sweet throughout this entire season. I just adore them to bits, and they're just so freaking cute. And I love how Angel is with Cordy, like where she was like on the set and we had that sleazy director, and Angel is like there to like help protect her and like help, you know, be there for her. They're just so cute. And then going right from that, Josh asked, why is Cordy the best ever? Discuss. Yes, she's the best ever. I love Cordy's character to bits. Goodness, she's just, there's not much to discuss. She's just the best ever. Wow, someone asked, thoughts on Wesley's development as a leader from Buffy season 3 to now with Angel investigations. I think it is so cool, Wesley's whole development, like going from, it's very reminiscent of Giles. Like Giles in season 1 was very, you know, by the book, you gotta, you know, have all this right things going, you gotta play by the Watchers Council and everything. And then now he owns a magic shop and just is there for Buffy to help her whenever she needs it. And it's just freaking cute. But with Wes, it's like a similar thing where he was, you know, by the books, all that. And then he got fired, and then he had to like kind of look inwards towards himself, and then he ended up being, what was it, a rogue demon hunter, and then eventually Cordy and Angel took him in, and then they started working together. That, oh my god, I cannot get over the fact that that's how Wes came to be an Angel. It just seems so perfect for him to be in the show that it's weird that he just wasn't from the beginning. And I'm so glad that Wes has an actual arc and like personal development for the season. I was very nervous that he wouldn't have a lot of like development, because obviously Wes, I mean, looking at him like face on, where can we go with that, you know? Like Cordy, you know, she's flawed in a couple ways, so there's ways that we could, you know, change the character, but like having Wes, it's like, where do we go from that? And from season 1, when we had like the whole demon with the kid that was like talking about his dad and all that, very interesting to like bring in his backstory and having that be a sort of catalyst for him changing. Just very, very cool. I loved how they added that in, and then they brought it back in for season 2 for the final couple episodes. And for that to be what he's working on, I just love it so much. Because that was also what I was very concerned about with Gunn. Because I was like, for most of the season, it felt like Gunn was just there. And yes, you know, he's funny. He had great chemistry with the entire cast. I just felt at times that I was like, okay, where are we gonna get a little bit of character for him? Are we gonna get a little bit more development for him? And I felt like we would have like an episode where we would get a little bit of it, but I think it's also just the fact that Gunn himself is so like, it reminds me of Dean from Supernatural. Like, it's like, okay, you're just this dude. You're not gonna try and, you know, sit down and talk about your feelings, obviously, but there is a lot going on there, and it's, I don't know, I was just saying, it's very similar to how Wes is. Like, there's a lot going on under the surface, but I feel like for the actual show and, like, what they're showing, at times I was like, okay, are we gonna get a little bit more of this? And we did. We ended up getting, like, a lot more at specifically the last couple episodes, which I'm just so happy with the Pylea arc, because it just kind of brought in all the characters, and instead of focusing more so on the plot, which obviously the plot was so fucking fun with them being in a different universe and all that, but it was done in a way where, like, the plot was fun, but the characters themselves in this plot were able to kind of go through their own character development. And with Gunn, of course, we had the whole him having to choose which group he's gonna be with. And also, I feel like with Gunn, it's a lot of, like, grief with people that he used to work with obviously dying, because in this line of work it's very hard to, you know, stay alive. I don't know, I'm just very happy with all the characters in the show so far. And again, with such a ensemble cast, they don't have as big of a cast as Buffy, so I am sure, like, it was a little easier on Angel to have moments with each of the characters so that we could continue on and have each character grow. But I'm just glad that they, like, went out of their way to make sure that each character did grow in a way, you know? Just love it so much. Okay, so Ron asks, when you found out the name of the host, okay. So Ron asks, when you found the name that the host gave himself, not the one from his dimension, did you get the joke right away, or when he mentioned Bonanza? I feel so bad because that joke flew right over my head because I did not know what it was from. I feel so bad because everyone was trying their best to, like, keep the name under wraps for, like, when it was revealed, and I just did not get the joke. I feel so bad. But, like, certain, like, you know, certain jokes related to, like, that sort of thing, sometimes they just don't process in my brain, and also I don't know that much. But, yeah, it was very funny now looking back and, like, knowing what it is. It's kind of hilarious. Oh, someone asked, is it weird for you not to look back at Buffy season 1 Darla? Yes. It's very weird. Like, the fact that season 1 Darla, like, just what she was wearing and, like, how she presented herself, I'm like, how is this the same Darla that was in Angel season 2? Like, it's just so insane. I don't know if it's, like, maybe, like, obviously I understand, like, it's probably because they did not expect Darla to be coming back on a season 2 of a spin-off show for the main show, and that's why they obviously characterized Darla the way that they did. But I feel like it's just so freaking cool that a character from literally the first scene of Buffy is an Angel and has such a big impact on Angel. So freaking cool. But yes, to answer the question, it's very weird to look back on that. Anna asked, Angel singing or Angel dancing? I think the dancing would take the cake. Him dancing in that one episode was literally my lifeline. It's so good. Oh my god.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
Okay, and then I got a couple questions about Cordy and Groosalugg. And if you think that they're good together, and also what their ship name would be. What would their ship... Cordyalugg? Groosalugg. So, what do I think about Groosalugg? I literally love them to bits. So much. But I am a little upset that we're not going to get to see Groosalugg again. I mean, I'm assuming. I don't think we're going to ever go back to Pylea. But, so sad. Like, I was legitimately, like, their chemistry and, like, their whole, like, story, I was like, okay. It was, like, a little too good, and I was like, okay, back it up a bit. Is Cordy staying here? Like, I literally had that moment with myself. I'm like, is Cordy staying here? Is she not gonna come back to Earth? I was so nervous because, like, all that stuff happening and, like, how, you know, nice Groosalugg was to Cordy. I was like, oh my god, please don't make it this tempting for Cordy to stay, please. But, yeah, I think they would be very good together, and honestly, in a different universe, wink wink, I think it would have been very interesting for both of them to be together. So yeah. And then someone else asked your overall thoughts on Darla and Angel relationship. So their relationship is very interesting to me. Of course, we have, you know, the basic Darla is Angel's sire, so we have that sort of connection, and then we had Wolfram and Hart taking Darla and kind of putting her against Angel and, like, trying to use her to, like, you know, what was she trying to do? I don't know, I think just to fuck with Angel. But, so, like, we had the whole, like, Darla with Angel, and she didn't want to work with Wolfram and Hart, and she wanted to be human at one point, and, like, that's what she wanted to do. And, of course, we had, like, the whole, she was, you know, had some sort of illness, some sort of disease, I forget. Did she have, like, shoot, I forget what she had, but she had something where, like, she was not gonna be alive for much longer, and she had that, like, big decision to make whether she would die as a human or she would have Angel turn her into a vampire. And then, of course, the decision is not made for her, and Drusilla comes in, turns into a vampire, have all that nonsense, and then I don't know, just their relationship with Darla and Angel is just, it's very much like Angel seeing himself in Darla and wanting to save her, but then once she does turn into a vampire, it's like he's, like, hell-bent on killing her, or just, like, making sure she doesn't kill other people. And I don't know, just really like their relationship, and I, again, very, very intrigued to see if Darla comes back in the next season. I feel like she has to. Like, come on. You can't just leave it like this and not have Darla come back. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Henry asked, how would you rank Angel's big bads? And is the concept of a big bad even applicable to Angel? So, obviously the big baddie for season 1 was Wolfram and Hart. Is there, like, a big baddie for season 2? Like, obviously we had Darla, which I thought was gonna be the big baddie, but then she's not here for the last couple episodes, so I'm like, okay, so that's not the big baddie, who is it? And then we had the whole Pylea thing, and it's like, more so it is Wolfram and Hart again, because obviously we had, like, the whole Wolfram Hart thing with, like, the whole council thing in Pylea, but it's more so just evilness and, like, the concept of that. So honestly, I kind of enjoy the direction that Angel goes with that. Like, obviously with Buffy, very clearly, what's her name, Glory, is the big baddie. Like, that's the main antagonist, that's who we have the big fight against at the finale. And it's like, we did have, like, a nice fight, we had a nice, you know, end finale for season 2, but it was like between Angel and Groosalugg, and it was like certain things where it's like not necessarily our main hero going against the antagonist. It's different. I don't know. I really enjoy that. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, we don't even have like a big baddie for the show, or at least for the season. Curious if that's gonna continue, or if we're gonna have like actual like people, you know, like or like beings as the big baddies in future seasons. Robert asks, has this season of Angel allowed you to understand why some people prefer this show, or is the jury still out? Honestly, it's very much like I understand what Angel is now. Like, I understand the differences and like what Angel has to offer that Buffy might not. Yeah, I think it's mainly just because I love Buffy as a character so fucking much that right now I still do prefer Buffy, but Angel, like, this season I just adored. Like, I love Angel and the whole cast on Angel, but yes, I could definitely see how some people could prefer Angel to Buffy. And honestly, after, 5 seasons of Angel, I think, I feel like maybe I could even be one of those people. Like, just right now, after season 2, it's freaking good. It's a good show. And then someone asked, what was my favorite one-off episode? Let me see. Oh, was it Blood Money? The one with Anne? I think so. Yeah, him in his Robin Hood era, right? Yes. I think that might be my favorite one-off episode, because it's, not totally connected. It does have, like, certain Lilah stuff in it. But, yeah, I think that might be my favorite for the season. Is there anything else? Oh, also, is it a one-off episode? I'm not sure. The trial, where he goes through all the trials and everything. I don't know, just the whole trial thing, very, very cool. And then the ending, hello? But I feel like that's not a one-off episode. I feel like that's very plot-heavy. Oh, and I did really enjoy Guys Will Be Guys, episode 6. Mainly because we just got, like, a bunch of Wesley and, like, him pretending to be Angel and all that. Like, I just adore that. Like, come on. I love Wesley. Okay, and then we have, like, some more, like, Buffyverse. So, like, both Buffy and Angel questions. So someone asked, how do you feel about the way they've handled the shows crossing over the season? Meaning, have those be less of events and more just like quiet moments, like Angel visiting Buffy after the funeral and Willow showing up to give Angel the news in person. I feel like it just makes the entire universe so cohesive, and like it actually feels like it's a universe. Cause like I hate when there's like a spin-off but like it's not very connected, or like it's connected but like we only have like one big spin-off, or like not spin-off, crossover for like one episode a season. And it's also just such a treat, like obviously Buffy after Joyce's funeral, not very treat, but getting to see Angel going and like talking to Buffy, it makes the relationships that they have so much more real too. Like it's not necessarily like Angel moves to LA and he forgets that he was ever in love with Buffy. He's still so much in love with Buffy and wants her to be happy and wants to help her. So the fact that like he would go and like help her after Joyce's funeral and just like talk to her, so fucking good. And Willow showing up in person, so sad, but fucking love it. It was such a good decision. Oh, someone asked, have you ever changed your mind about something after editing or talking it out with us? Yes, there are a lot of episodes where I have a certain idea or like a certain take, and then I talk it out with you guys and you give me a different perspective and I see your guys' perspective more than I do. Or I talk about my perspective and I understand where other people are coming from, but I don't necessarily change my take. But if I do ever change my perspective, I always add it in to my edited YouTube video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, whatever you see, that's most of the time my end thoughts on it. Most of the time, because it takes me a couple months to edit. And by the time I'm editing it, I'm like, okay, I feel like I understand what the episode was supposed to be, and I understand my thoughts on it. Like, for example, the episode in Buffy season 5 where Tara finds out that she's a demon. At first, I was very not upset, but I was a little let down that like this one thing that like was built up for quite a while where we're like, oh my god, is Tara a demon? Is she doing something? Is she like messing with Willow? And then we find out that it means nothing. And it was just a little bit of a letdown in the moment. And then obviously I talked it out. People were like, well, if you see how the implications would come up if a lesbian character, one of the only lesbian characters on the show, turns out to be a demon that might be, you know, blindsiding her girlfriend. Kinda, you know, not the best thing to have in the early 2000s. And it's like, then I understood, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, yeah, now I understand why they made that decision. So there are some times where I have a certain view and then I change it, but again, I always add it in to my edited YouTube video. Even sometimes my view will change from me recording to me editing for my Patreon within the span of like 2 hours. So that too, I will like add in like post wise, and I'll add it in to make sure that like my updated view is always included. Rebecca asks, season 5 finale is pretty final. How meta information like 2 further seasons of Buffy existing affect your feelings and reactions? And how successful have you been in avoiding meta-style spoilers, such as images of the cast from future seasons or news of cast joining or leaving shows? Okay, so I do have a confession to make to you guys. I have seen one more spoiler in the last time that I've talked to you and updated you about the spoilers that I've seen. I have seen that Spike, I don't know if he joins the cast of Angel, but I know there is points on the show where Spike is on the show of Angel. So, I don't know if yeah. Obviously, I just saw like this one YouTube video where I think it was the actor James Marsters. He was saying like, what was it like to be on Angel or something like that? Or what was it like to switch from Buffy to Angel? And I was like, ah, shit! And I've also seen, I think, one image of, like, Spike being with Angel, but it was, like, not a picture that I've seen before for, like, a past season, you know? Like, it was very much a later in the Angel show type thing. So, yeah. I hate that of course, it's bound to happen because I'm on YouTube and I post Buffy videos, but yeah, that's the one spoiler that I've seen so far. But yeah, honestly, I'm kind of hyped about that. I'm really fucking hyped to see if Spike does make it on the show of Angel. I feel like that would just be so fucking cool. But, I don't know when that would happen. Maybe after Buffy the show? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm curious. But to answer your first question, how does, knowing that Buffy has 2 more seasons affect my reactions? I feel like, again, I said this in my Buffy wrap-up, it's more so that the ending I can be a little bit more hopeful about, because obviously I've seen this type of ending for a actual show, and it was very sad, and it just affected me so much. But I feel like having it in the plot for, like, Buffy sacrificing herself, and then having it where there's 2 more seasons, and I'm like, okay, so what's gonna happen now? And it just makes me a little bit more hopeful and excited to see where that goes. Obviously, if she just died and that was the last season, I would be very, very sad. Be very sad. But it's also like, I understand, because like they had such build up, and like, I understand, but also I'm a little sad. Okay, Sal asked, these 2 seasons have been major depressing stretches. Yeah, you can say that again. If you could choose, would you like the next season of both shows to take a break from that mood, keep it, or expand on it? I feel like it wouldn't be truthful for the shows to just change their mood so quickly. I do expect, specifically Buffy, to be a little depressing for the first couple episodes. Mainly because I'm not sure how fast Buffy coming back is gonna happen. Like I already said, I expect her to become a vampire. That process is pretty quick. It's not, couple months after she's dead, there's a chance of bringing her back, But, so I'm curious how that happens, but I do expect it to be kind of the same vein of how we have been. Like, it's very depressing, but there are, funny moments here and there. With Angel, I feel like the last couple episodes were very much not what the show has been. Like, or specifically season 2. Season 2 started and, like, we've had a lot of, like, depressing or, like, down type, like, storylines with Angel, trying to lose his soul and all that, like I've already said. So then at the end of the season, we get, like, a fun, we're in another universe and we're, taking over the government in this one planet. It's very fun and, like, upbeat. So I'm curious how Angel specifically is going to have their mood set in the new seasons. I'm very curious. I don't know if I could choose. I feel like it would just be continuation of what has been on the show. Because I feel like just starting a new season with, like, a very different vibe would be not necessarily a bad choice, but it would be a choice. It would certainly be a choice. Would it be one that I would choose? No. Someone asked, did any of your personal rankings of the characters change this season? Like, did someone go up or down? I don't know how, but Cordy has gone up so much more. I thought I loved Cordy as much as I could, but I simply have not. There is more. There is more for me to give for loving Cordy. Yeah, I don't know. No one's really gone down. I just love all of them so fucking much. Oh, interesting question. Okay, Rachel asked, now that you've seen much more of Angel's history with Darla, do you feel differently about his relationship with Buffy? Was Bangel really this epic romance to end all romances, or was Buffy just a blonde fling that happened because they were in the right place at the right time? I feel like just the fact that he tried to lose a soul with Darla and it didn't happen because he didn't have that moment of true happiness is enough to say that it wasn't just some fling with both of them. I feel like for Angel specifically, I feel like Buffy is just such a, like, love of his life. That's who he wants to spend the rest of his life with, like, that's his view on it. Obviously, it was his choice, I'm pretty sure, to leave and to go to LA, but it's more so that he wanted to, like, they're not very perfect for each other. There are things in their relationship where I'm like, possibly not the right thing to be together, but it's one of those things that I feel like it's more so right person, wrong time, or I don't know, just also Buffy was young, so I feel like if Buffy was, like, a little older, I think their relationship could have been a lot better. But yeah, I just love Bangel. They have a special place in my heart. I do adore them. But even Angel's history with Darla is so fucking interesting. Like, getting to see the flashbacks with them. How have I not talked about the flashbacks yet? The flashbacks of this show, fucking amazing. Oh my god. Literally getting to see the flashbacks for Angel and Darla. The Darla episode? Fuck shit up. Oh my god, that was so good. Oh my god. That might be my favorite episode of the season, if I am so bold to say. I feel like that might be my favorite episode of the season. But, yeah, I feel like it's just interesting to see a different dynamic as well from someone like Angel, who was so dependent on Darla when he was a vampire, and then seeing him with Buffy, and it's very much a different dynamic. I don't know. I just love them very much. But yeah, I don't necessarily feel differently about his relationship with Buffy, but it is interesting to get to see, like, his history with Darla. Interesting. Someone asked, so this season, Angel had split arcs with Darla and then Pylea. Do you have a preference for split arcs in a season or one arc over the season like in Buffy? I feel like it was very interesting, the fact that they had split arcs for Angel in this show, specifically because Angel's like, you know, he's the title character. So it was, again, like I've already said, a little annoying the fact that the Darla thing wasn't fully fledged by the end, or not fully fledged, but like fully finished. But I don't know, I think it's just very realistic. Like, who in their entire life goes through an entire like year or two where they have one thing happening to them and one thing that they're trying to work on? Not really often. So it's also a little bit more realistic, I think, the fact that he went through two different things at similar times, if that makes sense. So I enjoyed it. Oh, okay, interesting. Boo asked, do you think you could rank the Buffyverse seasons you've seen so far? No wrong answers. Thank you. That is interesting. So like Buffy and Angel together. Okay. I think we're gonna do season 1 of Angel. No. Season 4 Buffy, season 1 of Angel. Fuck. Oh god. I don't know if I can do this. Buffy season 3. Buffy season 5. Angel season 2, Buffy season 2. That's my last answer. Okay. Bat asked, do you think you would have wanted to watch more Buffy if you had just found a random episode while channel surfing in 1999 or whenever? Categorical yes or no, depends on the episode / moment. And yes, Cole, I was alive in 1999. Okay. I was 1 year old. But I was alive. But yeah, let's say if like me today, if I was like channel surfing during that time, I feel like, yeah, definitely. Just, there are so many episodes where like it reminds me of other shows that I have enjoyed. So I feel like I'd be like, oh, this is interesting. I should watch the first episode of the show and then continue on from there. But yeah, I feel like I've done that a lot with like certain shows. Like I'll see it on television. I did do that a couple times. Okay, this is so funny. I think this has happened on 2 different occasions where I accidentally watched a show that was premiering that night. I don't know how the fuck I did that. I did it with Bates Motel. I don't know how. I was randomly watching TV and the first episode of the entire show came on for the premiere. I love Bates Motel so much. First episode is kind of insane. I don't know how. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna continue watching this show. I think it's because I watched Psycho after that, and I love Psycho. If you don't know, Psycho, the movie, is literally my favorite movie of all time. Like, fucking fantastic. It's right up there with Spider-Man 2. But I think another show too. I forget which one. Oh my god. Someone asked, what song would you sing for Lorne? Obviously, Every Time We Touch. Obviously. Literally obsessed with that song. It's in my outro every single video, if you haven't noticed. Oh, and Nia, I swear I will get out all my mugs at one point. Right now they're in a bin in my closet and I just do not have the energy to get them out right now. But I swear, one video, I will just have every single one of my mugs in the background and I'm not gonna mention it. That'll be for you, Nia. Oh, and AN asks, how do you avoid being spoiled by YouTube recommendations, or have they ever been spoiled for you? So, like I've already mentioned, that one thing with, I feel like Spike is going to be in Angel as a cast member later on. But, yeah, I don't know how. Sometimes whenever I see, like, those types of videos where, like, it's, like, the cast member being, you know, interviewed for Buffy or something, I'll hit not interested, I think. I forget how it works on YouTube, but I do that. And on Instagram, oh my god, I had this one week where I saw so many fucking screenshots from Buffy, but thankfully they were all screenshots of episodes that I've seen, but literally anytime they popped up, I would have to hit, like, not interested in it so that they wouldn't give me any more Buffy. So thankfully now on Instagram, I don't think I really see any more Buffy stuff, but there was a time for like a week where I saw so many Buffy things. I'm like, no, please don't, not this time, please. Don't let this happen, please. Oh, okay, interesting. So someone mentioned Firefly was, I guess, on at the same time as Buffy season 6 and Angel season 3, and that some reactors kind of like add Firefly in at the same time. I was planning on reacting to Firefly after I was done with the entire show, but if that's something that some reactors do, I could totally like add that in. I do feel bad, obviously, that my reaction schedule is not super perfect, like other reactors. I don't know how some reactors do like 7-8 shows a week. I just feel bad, but I just don't have the energy to like be this for so long, because I do like, you know, being myself with you guys. I'm just an exhausting person, so I don't have to be with myself all the time. Like, that's just exhausting. But if you guys do like Firefly and would like to have that next to it, I would include it. But right now my plan is to add Firefly in at the end, like after I'm done with the Buffyverse. I do have a couple other shows that I think people have always mentioned. There's one other one. Dollhouse, I feel. Someone sent it to me, so I feel like I have to. So I'm gonna do Dollhouse, I think, and... Isn't there another show? Frick, I forget. But yeah, there are a couple shows that I feel like I'm gonna be continuing on after I'm done with the Buffyverse. So yeah, that is all the questions that I wanted to answer for Angel Season 2. Sheesh, I freaking love this season so much, and I'm so freaking excited about Angel Season 3. So like I've already said multiple times, the next episode I'm going to be watching is episode 1 of Season 3. I think I watched the first 3 episodes, and then I go into Buffy Season 6. I'm so excited to see what happens. Oh my god. I'm also really excited to see if Fred is a regular or if she stays on the show. Please, please, please say yes. I love Fred so much. But, yeah, I do believe that's all I have to say about this season in all. I'm sure I can say more while I'm watching season 3 of Angel, but yeah, this was very fun. I really enjoyed this, and yeah, thank you to all my beautiful patrons over on Patreon, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!